Hello everybody, Wellbeing Therapy here, and today I'm going to talk about something that seems to be more common now, which is called generalised anxiety disorder. And I think it's because we're producing so much adrenaline, this fight or flight that comes from our primitive brain when we need it to run away from danger. And this is still prevalent in our everyday modern life. You know, we still have this primitive part of the brain that is activated by a manner of all different things. So our body responds as if we're going to have to fight or flight. And it's, you know, it's like almost like an analogy to me of having an alarm going off in a house when there's no burglars, and it's going off constantly. So there's this awful alarm system going off with the adrenaline, so to prepare us for real danger. Now I'm going to talk about some of the symptoms of generalised anxiety disorder, or GAD. So I'll go through this list. I'll have to put my glasses on so I can see. So if you are suffering with anxiety, maybe you can recognise some of these symptoms. Now it's quite different from feeling just anxious about a particular thing, like something coming up, like it could be all sorts of things, hospital or dentist appointment or public speaking. You know, this is all very natural and normal, but I think it's worse when you have this generalised anxiety, because you can't specify what it is, and it's just this awful feeling. So now I'm going to go through some of the symptoms. Okay, so it's feeling by turn restless and agitated, but also exhausted and unable to cope. That's one symptom. Another is unable to switch off and relax. Another is always being on high alert. Another is difficulty sleeping. Another is difficulty eating, so digestive problems, other physical symptoms of stress such as raised blood pressure, palpitations, sweating, rapid, shallow breathing. Anxiety about everyday routines and circumstances, health worries, finances, you name it, seems to be one thing or another. And what can often happen is, if you get over one worry, you create another one. So it's like worrying about everything, or even worrying about the worry is another one. So you can have all these everyday things that really aren't life-threatening, but your body's reacting as if we're actually in a life-threatening situation. So it's producing all this adrenaline, say, for fight or flight, and we can also have freeze as well. So everything, excuse me, worries will also seem out of proportion, and that will often mean that other people won't understand you. You might feel other people just don't get why you're so worried about things, which can also create even more stress for that person. Okay, and as I said, one worry can switch from one to another. So if you're not worrying about one thing, it's another thing. So if you recognise any of these symptoms, there are a lot of things we can do. So hypnotherapy, NLP, kinetic shift, all these things are really good for that. And also doing things like yoga, anything physical is also really good, because it helps get rid of the adrenaline. Anything that focuses the mind, deep breathing, of course, all those things I think a lot of people do know about. Okay, so the next time, if you get any of these physical responses, such as nerves in your stomach, rapid breathing, increased heart rate and pulse, so I've got a little fly thing flying around, remind yourself, right now, in this moment, I am safe. So say that to yourself. Right now, in this moment, I am safe. Okay. And always ask yourself as well, is what I'm worrying about now the kind of thing I would worry about when I'm calm? So also ask yourself that question, and that's engaging more of the logical mind here. Okay, so if it's something you wouldn't normally worry about when you're calm, just remind yourself that it's not a real worry, if that makes sense. Okay, so I hope that explains that, you know, if you are having these symptoms, perfectly normal. A lot of people do have them, and it can be treated. So I hope that helps, because sometimes people have all these worries, don't talk to anybody about them. They think maybe they're going mad and there's something wrong with them. There is absolutely nothing wrong with you at all. It's the modern world we live in. We're overstimulated. There's so much going on that we have to deal with. And it's that primitive part of the brain, I say, that's still there, that's being activated. And that's all it is. But we can calm that part down. Okay, so you can feel more relaxed. You may find if you're anxious and worrying a lot that you just can't think straight. That's all part of the normal mechanism, because if your life was in danger you wouldn't have time to really think about things. It's just basically survival. So it could be that if you're having a lot of anxiety you're actually in survival mode. So obviously thinking isn't necessarily logical and clear, but once we can calm this down you can begin to think more logically and clearly again. Okay, I hope this helps. If you have any issues with this, please contact me if you recognise any of these symptoms, and just know that it can be treated. There is help out there. Okay, I hope this helps everybody. Wellbeing Therapy here. I'll just keep you updated on everything, even just some information, little bits of information like this about anxiety, all sorts of things. So if I'm working on something, like I've got a client I'm working with fears and phobias, if I can just impart some wisdom, knowledge that may help you understand things a bit more, then that would be great. Okay, I hope you're well. Love for now. Bye bye.